back, you guys. So we are on part 2 of the Linda table runner. We're going to continue on adding the flowers. And so we left off on part 1 video on the corner flower here. Now we're going to go into the middle here, and we're going to add onto the second petal here. I'm still getting adapted to this new app. I'm not sure if I'm going to succeed with it or not, but I hope I do. And hopefully I'll get full screen on the video too. I can only find out once the video is uploaded to YouTube. So hopefully it's not a waste of time doing this tutorial for nothing. Hope it all works out. Okay, so now we added the 2 flowers here, the petals I should say, and now we're going to add on these 2 here on the next one. So we grab the first petal here. We continue on doing our petal. And then the next petal right next to it, we're going to add on to it. Very easy to add the flowers. If you have the right amount of petals, you should not have any issues. So basically it's going to stay like this. You have to attach it into 2 places here and 2 here, and you continue doing your petals and finish up the flower. And then we go into the next flower, create a little bit of the edge to add onto the other flowers here. So I'm going to create my other flower and come back to add it on. Okay, so now we're going to add into 6 places. We're going to add 2 here, 2 here, and the 2 here. Okay, so on the second row of the flowers, second flower, we're adding in 6 places. So we're coming to the middle. We're going to finish our petal. Nope, no chain. Almost forgetting. Next petal. Next space, 1 single, 1 chain, 2 double crochet, and now we're going to add on this one here. So back to back into the center row, we have 1 chain separation. Next space. Next petal in the middle. next petal, next flower, I should say, into the first petal here. And the last petal, we're going to attach back to back. And we're going to close it in on the first single here that we started. And then tuck your thread, go through the loops here. I'm going to make a knot and then tuck it in a few more spaces back here and cut the excess. And you're good to go. So you attach the two here, the two there, and the two there. We're going to move on to the next one. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to touch here, here, and here. And this is the last one because we started with 4 flowers. Now it's 3 and then 2 and then 1. Don't mind my towels. My towels all like full of acrylic from nails because I'm a nail tech, okay? So it's not that it's dirty. It's just acrylic nail stuff on them. Okay, so we're going to go into the next flower and start the petals. Okay, so I've prepared my petal, and we're going to add, like I said, on these two, and the last 2. So we're going to grab back to back. And remembering whatever you're doing here, you have to do on the other side. I'm not going to do the other side. I'm not going to record it because it's going to take too much memory. But it's exactly the same way. All you have to do is follow this side that you're doing and repeat the same thing on the other side. I will have the reveal shots and a little video at the end with it on my table so you can see what it looks like. So you might want to stay tuned for that too, all the way to the end to see the end result of the table runner displayed. So we're going to the next petal and the next flower. I don't like too close up because then it starts fogging out and that's not good for you guys. But I try my best to make it as close as I can. Okay, so we're going to the next petal on the other flower. Well, the same one we're doing because it's 2 attachments per flower. And now we're going to attach to the last flower. So we're going to come to the last flower here. I'm going to attach it on the middle here, where we have the 1 chain separation. Next space. And the last petal to attach. I guess the Garfield is around the area. Dogs are going nuts again. It never misses when I'm doing my recording. I think in all my recordings, the dogs are going nuts over the cat. My luck for you, every time I record, it doesn't matter what time the recording's at, the dogs sees the cat. I think the cat comes around to bug the dog, so. I want to make a knot here, just to be on the safe side. And I'm just going to pull some of them through the loops back here. Perfect. Okay, so we pretty much have the 3 flowers down, as you can see. And it's kind of hard because the camera doesn't catch everything, but now we're going to add 2 flowers and then 1. So I'm going to prepare my other flower. Okay, so we're going to add these 2 here and those 2 here. So back to back. Next space. Grab the other paddle back to back. Close it in with single. And continue to do your double crochet. Next space. Now we've already have 2 paddles tied in. Now we're going to these 2 here. Camera doesn't do justice on these colors, but these colors are just stunning. They're gorgeous. They're so alive. It's really like very spring, summer, which we are all looking forward to. I mean, they're good for any time of the year, but I mean, this brings out really that feeling that spring and summer is just around the corner. Especially such a hard year that we've been having with this pandemic, and everybody's always locked in and can't go anywhere. Okay, so we did the day 2, so that's it for that. I'll show you. Because in the next flower, we're going to add into 6 places. Okay. And the last paddle here on the flower. And tuck in your thread, your yarn, and get it over and done with so you don't have to come back to it. At least I like to work that way. I like to finish something and just get over and done with. I don't want to come back to it once I'm done with any flower project or whatever I'm doing. I'm going to give it a knot here where the dark space is. It's not too noticeable. Okay, so now the next flower we're gonna add two here, and two here, which is the last one because it's only two flowers here, and then one more. Okay, so we're gonna add on these two here now. Next space. Back to back on the next petal, close it with single. Next petal. We are grabbing the next flower petal. So it's two attachments, two petals per flower that we are attaching, just so you know you're not making a mistake. Next petal. So we've attached four already, as you can see. Two here, two there. Now we're going to the next flower and attaching it on the next petal. Next petal and the last attachment. Back to back, we're going into the third space here in the middle. Next space, and we're going to finish up our flower petals and prepare the next flower, which will be the last one added to this side of the pattern. And then we're just going to start with the side of the pattern going down the sides. Okay, so I'm going to get my other flower prepared. Okay, we're going to add in the two places here and here, so 4 places. And it's the last one for this side, the edges of the pattern. And grab the next paddle, close it in with single, and continue doing our double crochets. Next space. So now we're going into the next flower, because we already added these two on here. So we're going to go back to back. Now I had a special request from the owner, administrator of Crochet Therapy Group, Karen Coffey, which I absolutely love her to pieces. She requested that I do a table runner only with flowers. So you might want to stay tuned for that, which I will be creating one table runner just with flowers without no pattern. Okay, so if you're not subscribed, then make sure you do so you can get notifications of all my uploads and not miss any of my art creations. So last paddle here. And that's pretty much it for this edge of the pattern. Like I said, all you have to do is copy what you did on this side to the other side. And if you think you're going to get mistaken, then you can rewind the video and go to the other side and create the same way by looking at the video. I'm just going to give it a little knot here. And then tuck in whatever I have left here if I have enough. If not, I can just cut it because I pretty much already did a few knots here and there. Okay, so we're pretty much done for the edge here, as you can see. So we start with 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to go into the side of the pattern. Okay, so now we're going to work our side of the pattern. So we're going to attach it into 6 places. We're going to attach into the flower and onto the pattern 4 times. So we're going to grab back to back the first petal here. Next space. We're going to grab the next petal on the flower. So we're pretty much attaching to the flower here on the corner. Next space. Now this one we're going to do the 5 chain to attach it where we have the 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to grab it back to back where we have the 5 chains on the corner in the pattern. close it in with single, skip the first space, going to your second with slip stitch, 2, 3, and 4, and create again our double crochets. Next space, we're going to attach it onto the pattern now. So I'm copying mine here that I already had created. We're going to skip 1, 2 on the third space. So we're going to skip 1, 2 on the third space. We're going to close it in with single and continue our paddle. Next space, create our paddle, and we're only going to skip 1 space. So we're going to skip back to back, skip 1 space. We're going to go into the next one, close it with single. Now the next paddle, we're going to do the 5 chain, okay? One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to count 1, 2, 3 on the 4th space. So 1, 2, 3 on the 4th space. Close it in with single. Skip the first one, going to the second one with slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch, and slip stitch. Come back and finish your paddle, and we're pretty much done adding this flower onto the pattern. And we're going to proceed with the next flower. Okay, you guys, so we're going to attach the last flower on the side, obviously. So we're going to start by the attachment here on the flower. Next petal. A little bit closer. Next petal. So we're going to do the 5 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to attach it onto the same place where we have the other 5 chain. We're going to skip the first one, go into the second space, and do slip stitch 4 times. Come into the center. Next space, and create your double crochet. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3 place. Same thing as we did here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do here also. Okay. So we're going to skip 1, 2 on the third space. Next space. And we're going to skip 1. So we're going to skip 1. We're going to this one. Now we're going to do the 5 chain, and we're going to create the same thing as we did here. We're going to do on the corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to grab the corner here of the pattern, skip the first one, going to the second one with slip, and finish our paddle. So basically, you know that what you're doing here is what you have to do on the other side. And at the edge that we finished, you continue on doing the other edge. I'm going to continue on my pattern, finish it up, and then have the pictures, the reveal shots, and the little video at the end for you to see on display what it looks like. I thank every single one of you that's been creating these pieces with me. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate every single one of you and your lovely, beautiful comments. Thank you so much. Trying to make a knot here, but my string is short now. Not that I really needed to because I had knotted already, but just to be on the safe side. Okay. I cut this one here too. So this is pretty much what it looks like. Let me just back it up. So this is done. So you know now that you will have to continue the corner one over here. So the corner one, you know, you just have to follow. You have to attach it here. You have to do your 5 chain. And that's it. And you leave it alone. The next one here, you follow with this one here. So you know you have to attach it here like here. So you're going to have to attach it on the flower here. You're going to have to count your space and attach it here. And do your 5 chain and attach it here on the center. And you proceed the same way with all the flowers here. And you come to the next side. And you proceed the same way as we just finished doing here. Now, if the pattern is bigger, like this one here, so we have one motive. So basically, you know that it ends there, right? Same way as we did that one. So you just follow, you just continue repeating what you did here. You repeat and you do here. It's the same count, same thing. So you can't go wrong. And if you want to take a snapshot picture to see exactly what I did, then you go ahead and do that. Or you can freeze it, pause it, where I have the pictures shown with the patterns done. So thank you so much, everybody. And I hope to hear from you. What do you think of these pieces? And stay tuned for the next tutorial, which I'll be doing very soon. Just a table runner just with flowers. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. Bye-bye.